What's up guys? Welcome back to Jacob's Upgrades. Today is a special video. We're doing a 3-year walk around of my 1979 Ford Bronco. We're gonna go through all of the upgrades, maintenance, and custom touches that I've done to keep it road ready and true to its vintage roots. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so we'll start off on the exterior. As you can see, I have not repainted the Bronco. It's in its original form since I bought it. But I did, however, clean the paint up the best I could using SOS pads and Scotch-Brite pads. And then I sealed it with Pinitrol, which is a paint additive to help thin out paint for spraying. It needs to be reapplied like once or twice a year to keep a nice clean sheen on the vehicle. Otherwise, previously it was very dull looking, especially where the original single stage paint is. So at one point, this Bronco was repainted with a 2-stage paint, and most of that 2-stage paint is still remaining, mostly below the trim line here. And I did treat that with an F1 Fast Wax to help keep the clear coat looking good. All right, so next up we'll talk about lighting. I have replaced the original headlights with some Hella lights, and I chose these because I don't like the look of a lot of the LED options that are out there, and I didn't want to take away from its true vintage look. So I chose the Hella headlights, and if you're going to replace the bulbs, you got to replace the whole housing, and so it comes as one unit. These are not a sealed bulb system, so you can replace the bulbs once they go out. I kept the 15-inch rims that came on the Bronco. There are some bullet hole chrome style wheels, and they do have a pretty wide stance. I upgraded the tires to some Falcon Wild Peak AT3 tires, and these are a 33-inch by 12.5-inch wide tire. Really like these tires quite a bit. I had them on my 07 F-150 previously. They performed incredible off-road and in the snow for a pretty reasonable price too. Even though these are 33-inch tires, because they have such a large sidewall with the 15-inch rim, they look bigger than the 35s on my truck and really gives it a nice aggressive stance when traveling down the road. As for the suspension on this Bronco, it is original coils. It did come with new Monroe shocks, however, when I bought it, so I haven't touched those yet. I have had to replace the drag link and tie rod though, and most of the ball joints, as well as a steering rag joint. While working on my Bronco, I did find out that I have a 1977 Ford 400 cubic inch motor, as well as a 77 C6 transmission. My guess is this came out of a 77 F-Series truck and was put into the Bronco. Going off of my Marty report, it actually came with a 351 though, and I am happy that it does have the upgraded 400. So most of the work I've done on this Bronco is under the hood here. I overhauled the cooling system with an aluminum radiator, electric fan, new fan shroud, new hoses, replaced the water pump. And while I was in there, the timing chain was absolutely toast. So I went ahead and replaced that with a Melling timing chain roller cam set and installed some aftermarket gauges so that I have the actual temperature of my coolant, also my oil pressure in PSI and voltage as well. Next up, I did replace the original factory AC with a Vintage Air AC kit. Very happy with that. I gained a ton of space in the engine bay, taking out that old unit. The evaporator is mounted underneath the dash. Got a new compressor with bracket here, a new condenser up front, dryer, and with that I did have to install a new alternator to run that new system since it's all electrically driven. So I went ahead and upgraded to a Tough Stuff 1-wire 140 amp alternator. So I did convert to a 1-wire. This last winter I did rewire the entire Bronco with a Rebel Wire muscle car harness, which I highly recommend Rebel Wire. Built this harness out for the Bronco here, had to do a lot of custom touches, and all the new connections are in weather packs where applicable. And while doing that, I did end up replacing a lot of the old electrical components like the controller box, the solenoid, and parts of the distributor as well. So after wiring up my Bronco with the Rebel Wire harness, I added a Design Engineering cloth loom to all of my electrical runs, and this way it gives it that clean professional look, and it doesn't look like a rat just got in your engine bay with just wires going everywhere in different colors. So one custom touch I did here in the engine bay was I added a tall 50 cal ammo can for some storage. This is really great because I can actually fit my jack, breaker bar. I've got a couple other tools I might need in case I need to change out the hubs. I've got some spare hubs in here and a few other things. And that way it's not rolling around in the back of the Bronco. It just saves space. I'm not running a dual battery, If I was gonna run a dual battery, I'd probably change this out and mount it in the back, but it's really nice having this much storage hidden underneath the hood. So while I was working on this engine, I did end up changing out all of the seals, thinking that it would keep it from leaking fluids on my garage floor, but no. These old cork gaskets, they're just gonna leak. I've just accepted it. I put cardboard underneath the Bronco when I have it parked. It's just part of the nature of this old beast. I've upgraded my door panels with some Coverlay door panels and dash pad cover as well. Highly recommend Coverlay. They have some great colors and options. It also came with a new color matched vinyl armrest, and the original ones on this Bronco were just broken apart and just horrible. And it's amazing how much just these door covers and the dash pad can really breathe life back into your Bronco. So the original steering wheel that was on the Bronco was falling apart in your hands, literally just crumbling. I also didn't like the thin nature of that 79 steering wheel, so I upgraded to a GT style Grant steering wheel, and this has a vinyl grip. It's like 1.5 inch, I think, radius or something like that. Really like it. It feels way better under my hands. Also gives it a cool sporty look. I went with the black rather than the chrome. Still have the chrome Ford push button here. And I did have to do some things right off the bat, having to change out the turn signal switch. Was gone bad. I didn't pass the first inspection because of that. And just a few other things, having to change out the lens and indicator here for the shift indicator. I also replaced the cluster from a Carter's Bump Parts on Facebook Marketplace. They actually refurbish original clusters, and they painted the needles for me and installed LED lights, new circuit board, and new backing plate, so that way the lights don't fall out like the original ones. And it just gave it a really clean, crisp look to this Bronco, helped bringing it all together. Obviously, I've got a new vintage air controller here as well that comes with that vintage air kit, and installed a new stereo as well. Another upgrade on the interior was replacing these seat belts. The old ones were just waffly and had been worn. So I've upgraded to some LMC truck seat belts, and I went ahead with the navy blue. That way I can match the interior. Kind of got like multiple shades of blue going on here, but I think it looks really good. I also replaced the belts on the rear seat, which is pretty difficult to find some retractable belts for the fold and tumble. I had to do some custom work there to make sure that the cover actually works properly for those seats. But it's a huge upgrade. I feel much better about my family riding around now in the back with the safety of those seat belts. So up top here, I did add some soundproofing and thermal insulation. There was no insulation in the roof here. And it was something I did with the vintage air kit because they recommend installing new insulation on the firewall before installing the evaporator. So I went ahead and did the whole firewall, on the roof, and then I also did the doors, the Coverlay door panels. One other thing I added was a lock for the glove box here. Since most of the time we're driving around with the top off, I just wanted a little bit of safety for having our personal information inside the glove box. When I rewired the Bronco, I added some courtesy lights underneath the footwells on the front here. And I also added some bolt lights in the rear, that way just giving a little more light throughout the vehicle when you have the doors open. I also installed new jam switches with these as well in order to activate those courtesy lights. So while I was rewiring this Bronco, I went ahead and added a switch panel back here so that I have auxiliary power just like in a modern vehicle. So I've got a 12-volt DC outlet so I can run my refrigerator. Also got some USB plugs, and I can check the voltage as well. Currently, it's unplugged. I need to pull this panel back off, but you get the idea. There are a lot of miscellaneous stuff that I didn't cover that I have done to this Bronco, but for the sake of time and not boring you, let's not cover those. It is a project vehicle, so there's always something coming up that I need to work on. And I've got quite a few things in the future that I'd like to do as well. I just got some new floor pans in so I can replace the holes in the floorboards. A couple new off-road lights as well so I can finally wire up that light bar. I'd also like to replace these crappy looking interior panels in the rear and refinish the seats. Eventually I'd also like to upgrade the stereo as well, throw in an amp, maybe some subs. That would be nice. Get it bumping. Also, a roll cage is my dream. I'd love to have a white powder coated roll cage in this thing. It would make me feel so much better having my family in here. And this wraps up my 3-year update on my 79 Bronco. It's been a lot of fun keeping this beast alive, ready for around town cruises, car shows, and just adventures with the family. And I'm curious, what was your favorite upgrade on my 79 Bronco? And also, if this was your 79, what would you tackle next? Drop it down in the comments below. Don't forget to smash on that subscribe button for many more videos on my 79 Bronco and 2015 F-150. Thanks for watching.